Hello and welcome to another video by N7RAJ. And now that I've had about a week or two to go over the radio here and give it a full run through, I wanted to go ahead and do a little video review on it. As you've seen in my previous video, I brought home an LDG IT-100 tuner. Matches up perfectly with the IC-7200 that we have here. And like I said in the last video, I did a lot of comparisons on probably about 4 different radios, HF, entry-level class, anywhere from the $800 range to the $1,300 range. That was my budget. So, and this is the setup that I went with. And keep in mind, I am new to HF radio. And I needed something that was kind of easy to use, even though I understand, the more technical radios. I wanted something that was just simple as rats. Simple, so I could just get on the air and start making some contacts. And then kind of maybe see what I would want in a future radio. So, I'm going to go ahead and start my review here. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a walkthrough and kind of show you guys the things that I learned so far in the past week having the radio. So the first thing I want to do is I want to bring to light the instruction manual that I have right here for you guys. So this instruction manual literally showed me everything I needed to know about the radio within the first 8 pages. But farther in the manual, it takes it a step further, whereas if you asked, like, I want to know how to do this specific thing or that specific thing, or what should I be doing when I'm in RTTY mode, or what filters would I use when I'm in a certain mode, or something specific like that. So if I were to pop open the manual here, just to kind of give you a little brief review, it goes over the front page, the front panel. So it completely covers the front panel, and it goes literally button by button, and it tells you what every button does, and it even tells you as far as what exactly does that button do? How should you adjust this button? It's really, really easy to understand and really easy to pick up. So it talks about, like, the noise blankers and the filters and the attenuator keys and stuff like that. I literally learned everything I needed to know about operating the radio within the first 8 pages. It was that simple. So that's a big ups to Icom, because usually their manuals are a little bit harder to read, as I've known with my last 2 Icoms. But this one, they really changed the game on it, and I really applaud whoever wrote the manual on that one. So after I go through the first couple basic pages here and whatnot, let me find something I really kind of wanted to show you guys. It's probably about halfway through. Here we go. So here's that part I was talking about before, where if you want to know something specific, it kind of tells you how to do it step by step by step. It's like programming the tuning steps up here, or selecting the programmable tuning steps. Or what about a frequency entry, just to name a couple of them. It walks you through it step by step by step with samples. I mean, that's just awesome. I love that. It was amazing for just like, I wanted to change, the band edge beep. Bam, right there, simple instructions, tells you how to do it. It's written like I would write a manual, exactly how I would want a manual written. And it's just like, what if I want to change this? Guaranteed you, if you look in the manual, it's going to tell you how to do it step by step. And typically with this radio, everything is just simple. So I'm going to go ahead and close the book and not bother you anymore with that. And let's go back to the radio here. So, as you can see, I'm going to go over the faceplate here real quick. Everything is nicely laid out on the faceplate. Like, you got all your numbers here. You got your manual notch filter over here. This also kind of acts as, like a selector in the menus, which the menu system is pretty damn simple. Pretty much every key on here has 2 uses. One use being the number, one use being the band that you'd want to go to. Actually, so 3 uses, and the other one being an actual function of the radio. So typically, you hold one, or you press one, or one works with this this other key right here when you're changing bands or entering frequencies. So I'll give you a couple examples of that. But I just want to stress once again, like, everything is so simple on this radio. It's crazy. And I absolutely love it, being it's my first HF radio. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this sucker on, so you might hear the fan in the background from my power supply. But we'll go ahead and get this sucker started. So just turn it on, simple, button press. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you guys can get a better feel for it. So as you can see right now, we're on 20 meters. And just to kind of walk through a little bit, the mode button right here, of course, upper sideband, CW, RTTY, AM, TS, that's for your frequency selector or tuning. Tuner, that's pretty much if you just push and hold this button, it'll pretty much sync up, and I'll show you right here with my tuner. Tells me my SWR is great. Filter. So this will go wide. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better here. This will go wide, medium, narrow, just like that. And of course, I've already got my noise blanker and my noise reductor on. And keep in mind, you can adjust those levels of that noise blanker and that noise reducer as well, which I didn't even learn that until I popped open the manual. But the manual's worth a good once read, and it still makes everything really simple. So if I just kind of turn to the right here a little bit. Yep, sorry. So noise blanker, noise reducer, A and F, which you can kind of see that in the picture right here. I can click it once and it turns on the automatic notch filter. Press it once to release it, but if I hold it, changes the actual meter. So now you can see there's ALC, hold it again, it's a different one, hold it again, back to SWR. And the SWR only works once you actually click on the mic. So if I just click on the mic like this, you'll see my SWR is low. So backing out of this thing just a little bit so you can see it. Let's say, for example, you want to enter you just want to go to a different band. It's as simple as just holding the button, and let's go to 160 meters. Bam, just like that. I hit it, and you can't hear it too much, but you can hear that when you actually cross into your correct band, it actually makes a beeping noise, and when you go out of the band, it'll make a beeping noise. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get back out of here and get back on 20 meters. Now, another thing that I want to point out is if you just want to enter a frequency, it's as simple as hitting it once, don't hold it, and just, oops, I hit the button. Just hit it once, 14255. There's also other ways you can do that with the dots and stuff, and you can make it faster if you want. I just kind of just showed you the general way to do it. I want to throw in there that the VFO knob is very nice and smooth. It's on there really rugged, as well as the whole entire radio is just built rugged, as you can tell from the ads and the pictures. Speech, if you wanted to hear the frequency you're on.
F314.2549 megahertz USB.
That's cool for some people who maybe can't see the frequency too well. What I really like, though, is when I was tapped onto a frequency, I noticed sometimes my hands would move or something, and I would kind of interfere with the VFO knob and knock it a little bit. So what was really cool is when I want to lock into a frequency, I can just hold this right here, and you can see right there it turns on the key button, which was awesome, I thought. So backing out of that now. So now I kind of want to show you a little bit, on the keypad over here. So if I wanted to turn on, let's say, for example, the automatic gain control right here, I would just, if I hit it once, it's going to turn it on or off. But if I actually hold it, it's going to turn AGC off. So each button, has 1, 2, or 3 different uses, which are really easy to understand. Another one being right here, like the manual notch filter. I can just hold it, comes on. Or I can hold it in and I can change the setting of it, which is cool. Let's see, down here, if you actually hold this button in, I believe if the gray means when you hold it in, the gray is what's activated. So if you hold it in, you can see you get the attenuator. Or I'm sorry, the red's what turns on. Or down here at the bottom, set button. You can easily just hold that button right there, change your RF power. But if you actually hold that button, the set button, and then you hold it again, you get into the secondary menu, which also has, you know, some options. And then you just change those menu things by doing this right here. Simple as that. So you can actually lock certain modes out and stuff like that. Like you can, you know, turn the backlight high, low, off. I thought that was really cool for working at night. But you can just get out of it just like that. Super simple to use. I mean, I know I've said that a million times already, but it's really simple to use. So it makes everything just right up here and handy, you know, for when you want to adjust. Another thing I want to touch on is this twin BBT right here. And the twin PBT is basically the IF filter, and you can adjust it for, you know, however you want. So I'm going to go ahead and, while I got 20 meters going here, I'm going to try to maybe tune in a little something and see what we can hear. Well, it is nighttime, so... Oh, wait. I think we had something there. Well, it is nighttime, so the band is not as good as it could be. But I want to touch on one thing. There's a preamp button right here for working weak signals. So you can hit that button, and typically if the signal is coming in at least decently, you'll at least be able to get it full copied. I'll try it here for one more second. Yeah, it looks like just like I thought, the band conditions are crap, so we're not going to be able to get anything in here. But I just want to go ahead and complete my review now of the Icom IC-7200. And I'd also like to add, to make sure, you know, if this is your first HF radio, spend a lot of money on an antenna. You can get away with a dipole if you don't live in a stucco neighborhood like I did, but I must have gone through 3 different antennas in the last 2 weeks just to figure out something that worked. And now I have a gap monopole sitting about 25 feet up in the air. The HOA is probably going to come down on me any day about it, but you know, it's my hobby. You know, it's what I like to do, so screw them. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and complete the video now. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, or maybe you want to see the radio in operation when the band is hot during the day, let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions generally about the radio, let me know. But download the manual before you guys buy the radio and see exactly what I'm talking about. And just know that this receiver, out of any radio pretty much in the $800 to $1,300 range, was the best receiver that I ran into during my product testing at AES one day. So I'm going to sign off and say 73s. This is N7RAJ.